Yesterday, I had 0 minutes drawing architecture diagrams, 0 minutes choosing frameworks, and 0 minutes debating microservices versus monoliths. Yet my manager told me it was one of the most productive architect days this month. The strangest part, the day that looks least architecture is often the most architectural. If you are sitting there wondering whether you are cut out of the career, maybe you are already doing the work without recognizing it. I'm Yanis, solution architect at the Dutch water management agency. For 8 years I was doing architectural work but calling myself a Java developer. Maybe you are where I was, stuck between the code and strategy, doing important work but feeling invisible. But here's what changes everything for me. What I thought was not real architecture work turned out to be the core of what architects actually do. Let me show you my actual Tuesday schedule and why it might sound familiar to you. Here's my unfiltered Tuesday calendar. Pay attention to what sounds like your typical day. 9 a.m. Audit preparation. 0 solution documents created. Just 90 minutes preparing architecture diagrams that explain our business flows to auditors to sync in compliance, not code. 10:30. RTO discussions. No backup technologies debated. Just 45 minutes explaining to your leadership why our current 15 minutes recovery time requirement conflicts with our daily Valero backups. 11:15. Test strategy sessions. No testing frameworks chosen, just 1 hour with QA teams defining roles and responsibilities because developers were not writing integration tests. 10:30 a.m. Release crisis. Our 2-week release process failed again. 0 architecture patterns discussed. Just 60 minutes walking through why our current process is complex and proposing DevOps independence for development teams. Does this sound like development work to you? Because for years I thought it was just an extra responsibilities that kept me from real development. Turns out this is translation work. This is architectural thinking. But here's what shocked me when I finally understood what was happening. The work I was dismissing. That is exactly what distinguishes architects from the developers. The biggest shock when I became a solution architect, I was already doing 70% of the work in my previous developer role. Yesterday, I was translator between compliance officers thinking in environmental regulations and developers thinking in API endpoints. I was a risk assessor, explaining why the cheaper option will cost more in maintenance. I was a documentation curator, capturing decision reasoning for future sanity. Here's what I discovered through all of this. Architecture is not about drawing perfect diagrams. It is about enabling business outcomes through technical decisions. The communication, the context translation, the trade-off explanation, that is the actual architectural work. If you are spending time explaining technical trade-offs to business people, you are thinking like an architect. If you are helping developers understand business requirements, you are acting like an architect. The title is just recognition of what you are already doing. Take 30 seconds to do this. Look at your calendar from yesterday. Count the minutes you spent translating between business requirements and technical implementation. That translation time, those are your architect minutes. You have been doing the work without calling it that. Leave a comment right now and tell me what percentage of your day involves explaining technical decisions to business people or business context to developers. I want to know if you are recognizing the architectural work you are already doing. Your career transformation depends on what you do with this recognition. Not tomorrow, right now. Start calling your translation work what it actually is: architectural thinking. I'm Yanis, sharing my journey from code to strategy, one honest conversation at a time.